Okay, and welcome back to the second video of the pub analogy for SEO. The best way to actually describe this is from the previous video is that the analogy goes that you are a person who's entered this pub environment, and the idea is that you can walk into that pub environment and find yourself in a room full of people. I mean, a massive amount of people. Those people pretty much are they're either potential clients or resources that are available up there, potential network environments, and the ability to actually communicate with a wider range of people or to be actually found online. Because as a website on your own, even though you are coded for SEO, that you are going to struggle to actually find yourself on top of the list. The reason why I say this is the reason why I actually am creating this podcast and this video is that YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram all require a website address, and they can attain a website address to point to you and point back to those resources themselves. That handshake, that connection, that interlink is almost the analogy that when you walk into the pub, that you get a pat on the back from the likes of Facebook because they've already authorized you and said that this is a legitimate business. The likes of YouTube, the likes of LinkedIn, all of them give you a pat on the back, including Google Maps and Google directories. Now, Google Maps in on itself, once you're registered as a business, is a legitimate way of actually saying that you are located in this location, you are a registered business, and the fact is that you've established yourself. All these people do give you a pat on the back, and that does happen. But again, even that is getting to a high competition these days, and the competition in on itself is focused on everybody doing exactly the same thing as this. But the consistent and the steady foundations are necessary. So the biggest players in the room are obviously the search engines and the social media groups I've just mentioned, Google Maps as well as part of the business directories as well. But Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram are all recognized and give you a pat on the popularity. The reason why this is important in this analogy is we all know that person that sits in the room and much highlights that they're on their own and aren't 100% approachable, and that's the whole premise behind this website. Is to make sure that that website is legit, has got some sort of traffic on it, and has got network capabilities. So again, it's quite essential to actually resource the social medias and almost interlink with the local business directories so that everybody knows that you are there as a networking person. And this builds one of the most important parts of any SEO feature, and that is reputation. Reputation is the most important part of any website. Is if there's enough traffic, if there's enough communication, and if there's enough keywords that actually highlight within those posts, within those communications and those directories that actually are found on any of the search engines, then you will attain the leads that you require. My main focus for this specific YouTube environment or even podcasting environment is focusing on the keywords that are SEO. So if anybody's searching for Hertfordshire web design and doing a focus on SEO and building their reputation, one of the important thing is that YouTube is now with this video resourced will have keywords such as SEO, which is what we do here as part of Hertfordshire web design. So the next video will be focusing on specifically the use of blogs and posts. There are resources already out there, but again, one of the things that a lot of testing environments use, such as SEO checkers on websites. So these are websites that are specifically used for checking the current SEO of your website, which I'll probably recommend that you do, is go out there, check it out, and just see how well your website performs. Because obviously, how long you've been there, with regards to the analogy, is how long have you actually been in that environment and people have recognized you as a person there. with regards to the network that you have. People are actually giving you a pat on the back and just saying that you are a legitimate business. And then going on to what you have to say about yourself and what is said about you, and that again is all to do with reputation. And the next video will be not just what is said about you, which is what this one is about. The next video is going to be about what you say almost either on a daily basis or even on a I'd have to say maybe once a week, once a month is what you throw out there as communications, and that in itself, in on itself, builds a certain reputation and trust and communication. That being said, there are obviously other things to actually consider with regards to what is said about you, and that's to do with making backlinks and communications with people. So backlinking means that you're pretty much going to be communicating with companies that have actually referenced you before. So our client list here in the works section of Hertfordshire Web Design as a website, all of my clients have a link going back to Hertfordshire Web Design and that specific project that we've worked on, meaning that it's not just referencing the website, but it's just referencing the projects that we did for them, meaning that it's deep linking to the actual project itself that we worked on and going back to the client's own website. So this works as almost like a twofold thing. So if you see it in a number of points, the way that the point system would work is it would immediately say, okay, right, 1 point for us as Hertfordshire Web Design linking to the client's website. But you get more points, something like 5 or 10 points, if that client references you back. But on top of this is if you decide to actually go as far as deep linking that client, so that you say you've written a blog about them, you've written an article about them, and you reference them, and then they reference you back directly to that article on your website as well as theirs, you get something like 20 or 30 points because it's going to a specific page on a website rather than just referencing the website, something like hertfordshirewebdesign.com / let's say Charlie Hodgson Performance. Now, Charlie Hodgson as a performance website would have been referenced directly through a deep link, so that's a deep link rather than just the .com. And Charlie Hodgson would have then written an article about Hertfordshire Web Design, and Hertfordshire Web Design would have then turned around, and Charlie Hodgson would have then turned around and just pointed back to Hertfordshire Web Design directly to that article. And again, that communication is almost a handshake that people see throughout that entire pub, and they realise that yes, we actually have worked together, yes, we have got some sort of reference, and it's almost like an accreditation. But yeah, the next one will be how to actually build reputation based on what we say about ourselves. Yeah, thanks again, and do remember to like and click subscribe, because these podcasts or this video will probably be used as a resource in the future. So hopefully this will start growing some sort of reputation. Thanks very much. Bye.